Hi, everyone. So I'm in the middle of taking a break from social media. So why am I here? I think it's important to just talk about my process of rest and ambiguous grief and loss and change and pivoting and all the things that I'm passionate about and all the things that I guide people around. So I first want to talk about ambiguous grief and loss. So that was really named and a very important process that we all went through in the beginning and as COVID kept carrying on. My conversations with colleagues and with my clients was this idea of ambiguous grief and loss. And what that means is you've lost this idea of something that you thought would be a certain way. So the best example I can give of that is like a senior in high school has an idea of what that year will look like. And certainly with COVID, it didn't look like that. Dances and proms and graduation and all of that wasn't the same for our young people. And that's ambiguous grief and loss. So take a minute to think about something that you have lost recently, or an idea, or a dream, and your struggle or the roller coaster of the dance of grief and loss. It might fit into it also being a part of ambiguity. So something that I'm going through right now, I just dropped my daughter off at college, and I'm thrilled for her and I'm proud of her, and I feel confident that she is settling in and feels anchored. And yet I am deeply in this process of losing a part of my life as I've known it for 18 and a half years. And I think it's good for me to be here and be with a little bit lower energy and a lower bit of enthusiasm and clarity, because I'm certain you all go through that too. Fortunately, I have a good support system around me to help me navigate these really big changes. And I'm all about empowered self-care, especially when you're in grief and loss. And what I mean by that is make sure you fill in and fill up in all your self-care practices to be able to navigate something as difficult as grief and loss, whether it's ambiguous or real grief and loss, right? I remember when my father passed right in the middle of COVID. It was tricky to go through because I was so relieved that he wasn't suffering, and I was missing him so much. And so that's another form of grief and loss, ambiguous grief and loss, right? There is a cycle that people talk about with grief and loss, and it's called DABDA, DABDA, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And so you can navigate that roller coaster being informed by this acronym. And I think probably where I am right now with my grief and loss around my daughter's launching is a little bit in denial. My other daughter said, well, it's like she's not really gone, like she'll be home in a couple of days. But I can feel that I'm in something big, and just wanted to get on my live and talk about being in something big. Another big change I'm going through is in my business. And my right-hand person decided that she needed to move on in a new way. And I wished her well and wanted and only want the best for her. And the gift that it gave me is it allowed me to like slow down everything that we were working on, actually bring it all to a screeching halt and take a break. A BRAKE, I call it. And I didn't realize how much I needed a break. Not because I didn't enjoy what I was doing. It's just that I need to rest. And so think about your own life. Where are you giving more than may be good for you? And where do you need to take a break? And where do you need to have a rest? And give yourself a rest. Go to another yoga class. Spend more time in your meditation. Send love notes to people that you care about. Do something to fill you up so that you have more to give when you really need it. All right. Thanks for watching.